Okay.
Hey Shane, we're back again for the next episode of the podcast. I guess at the beginning, I just want to talk about the last episode. We were talking about influences on my script, Moonscraper, and I talked a bit about Q the Winged Serpent.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally watched it, and I saw some of the special features on the Japanese version that I got as well.
Oh, nice.
And I was talking about I said before that I thought the features were about Phil Tippett. He was a stop motion animator, but they weren't him. They weren't Phil Tippett. It was Randy Cook. Randy Cook, he's worked on a number of and Dave, it was Randy Cook and Dave Allen that worked on the stop motion and special effects of special visual effects of Q the Winged Serpent. And there's quite a few, and they quite a bit showed them doing the mold making and getting the models ready and stuff like that. A lot of diagrams and things. It was pretty interesting. So it was Randy Cook, and he was smoking a pipe the whole time. Yes, that's the thing. He was smoking a pipe while he's talking, and he's pretty funny too. He was kind of had a sarcastic sense of humor as he was describing what they were doing. So yeah, I recommend that one. But it's like a Japanese release, but it's in English with like Japanese subtitles that you can turn off. So it's all in English, so you don't have to have the Japanese subtitles on, and it's the same region and everything that North America is. So it works on all. It works in North American players. It was a little tricky to track it down though. I forget how I tracked it down. I don't know if it was on eBay or maybe a Japanese site or Japanese like version of eBay, kind of like a marketplace site.
Yeah. Was it expensive?
Yeah, kind of expensive. I think it was like almost $50 or 40 something dollars.
Oh wow.
But I wanted to get those special features because they're not on the regular one from Show Factory. Pretty bare bones. I think it has an interview with Larry Cohen, but that's about it. Or maybe it just has commentary by him over the movie. But this has a lot of This one has a lot of features. The Japanese versions usually go all out. Because you pay more for them. They're kind of like premium versions. You pay more. Same with their CDs. They're expensive, but they have a lot of extra tracks or things on them and special features and things.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So I watched that. It was pretty good movie. It was a lot funnier than I remember, and it was like pretty good acting from David Carradine and Michael Moriarty, who played a little crazy ex-junkie, and I could just he was pretty interesting. So I recommend checking that out. Do you have that one on Blu-ray or anything or DVD?
I have it on a very old Anchor Bay DVD.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Sure. I'm not even sure if it has any features or not. It's been a bunch of years since I stuck it in.
Yeah, it's a pretty entertaining movie anyway. And not everything gets tied up. There's like a character that kind of appears at the end. It's like I've never seen that character before. He's kind of the kind of like the guy that sacrificed the Mexican guy that sacrifices people to the Quetzalcoatl god, the Q. He kind of shows up. It's like, what? Who's this guy? He's just like he's wearing a mask and he takes the mask off, and you expect to be someone that you've seen earlier to think, oh, that was him. Yeah. It's totally something totally different. So that was kind of weird.
That just made me think of that Night Stalker episode with Eric Estrada.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like a little bit like that maybe. Of the Aztec god. It's like an Aztec sacrifice. Yeah, it's pretty funny. What have you been up to after I watched that I think maybe last weekend or a few days ago.
Yeah, I just watched the Blu-ray of Lifeforce this afternoon.
That's great. Well, what things popped into your mind after watching that?
Oh, how great the John Dykstra effects look.
Oh yeah. All the model work and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I guess there's a lot of makeup effects and stuff like that. And I don't know if that was Dykstra or someone else. Might have been Who's the
I
guy
think
that?
it was somebody else.
Yeah, I think he worked on The Keep too, actually.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's similar to that. The
yeah,
effects. It would go
yeah,
good with Keep.
yeah. It would be a good double feature. But I forget who that. I think he also worked on Yoda. I'm trying to think of his name. I think I have him as a Facebook friend.
Ah,
Uh, Yoda puppeteer, or I don't know if he made he made the puppet. I think
yeah.
he does kind of puppet stuff like kind of like those vampire
Oh yeah,
creatures.
their vampire form.
Yeah, yeah. Nick Maley. That's what it is. Nick Maley.
Yeah. Yep.
He's a special effects artist, and I think he did the Yoda puppet or created that.
Yeah.
Or maybe he did a replica of it, but he's worked a lot of puppet effects in the movies back in the
Yeah,
80s. All the
because those zombie guys are puppets in some scenes. After they
yeah,
get,
because they're too skinny to be a costume or anything.
yeah,
They're like they're just like skin and bone, right? And I like the
yeah.
effects of it when they shrivel up, when they kind of like
Oh
when their
yeah,
life force gets sucked out of them, they just kind of shrivel up on their bones. That's an
yeah,
excellent effect.
yeah. Then I like too when they like if they don't get any life force, they like implode after
Yeah,
2 hours
yeah,
and kind of turn to dust.
yeah. Didn't somebody happen in a jail cell or something? Isn't that what happened or something?
Yeah, they locked the doctor that gets the life force sucked out of him in the jail cell.
And
And
he
when he
just
comes
kind of
back,
he comes back to life or something.
yeah, and
And
he
then
runs at them and he hits the jail cell bars and blows into dust.
yeah, that was a good. The thing about that movie I liked so much about it was it was a total B movie with like an A budget. It was just like high
Yeah,
budget effects for like such a kind of B movie premise. I thought that
yeah,
was. I
yeah.
guess the
It's like,
same with the Keep a bit. It kind of has
yeah,
that high end look to it, even though it's like a kind of like a B movie premise.
yeah, totally.
I love that kind of. Maybe that's what Moonscraper's like too. I kind of want a big budget, but it's kind of like a B movie idea. But
Yeah, totally.
I do love those things. They don't get made very often. I don't know if they
Yeah,
make much money, but
yeah,
they look awesome.
yeah. Because Life Force was a big flop, I think.
Yeah,
Wow, which is a shame.
yeah. It had a lot of great things going for it.
And it's totally nuts.
Yeah. Do you remember how long it is? Like, is it a long
Um,
running time?
there's there's two cuts on the Blu-ray.
Oh yeah.
The theatrical cut that's I think that's about an hour and 40 minutes,
Hmm.
and then there's the director's cut, which is almost 2 hours,
Oh yeah.
but I'm not sure what the difference is.
I
What
guess. You guess what? 20 minutes or 15 minutes difference or something?
yeah, about somewhere in there, yeah.
Huh. Well, that's quite a bit of extra footage. So it'd be interesting to see what. And so that was Tobe Hooper's preferred cut, the director's cut, I guess.
I guess, yeah. There's a commentary on it
Oh yeah. By who?
by him.
By him, really?
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
sure if it's from DVD or Laserdisc or
Yeah, because he died quite a few years ago.
yeah.
So
I do like at the end that they kind of cheap out when London's attacked and most of the people are just like in cheap zombie makeup because you see them from very far away.
yeah. Do you think they ran out of money or something?
Probably.
Because there was a big, there's kind of very apocalyptic kind of London scene there for a while with all these
Oh yeah,
zombies,
the burning and like
right,
explosions.
right, and all those kind of like life forces getting around, and then
Oh
those vampire puppet demon creatures that appear
yeah,
out of. I thought that was an awesome effect. I really love the creature design for
yeah,
those vampire creatures.
yeah.
It's kind of inspired me a little bit for Moonscraper as well, for my scraper creatures. Is
Oh
a little bit
yeah,
inspired by those by the wings they have kind of.
yeah. Yeah, you get to see some of them in a little bit in the ship too at the beginning when they find
Yeah.
like their bodies floating,
Hmm.
but not as good as like you do later on when he stabs that one.
With the sword, right?
Yeah,
What sword was that again? Remember what
I
sword it
don't
was?
know. They never see where he gets it from, but I guess it's iron. That's what
Oh, yeah,
kills him.
the iron, right? An iron sword. Yeah, I thought it was. I had thought it had something to do with like it's almost like like Dragon Slayer like sword. Like
Oh
they
yeah,
had like a special sword to kill the monster.
yeah, it
You know,
is
like
unique.
what's that?
It is very unique looking, the sword.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of like almost like a Conan sword, kind of in a way.
Yeah, but they never really give an origin of why that sword, and it's just kind of there.
Hmm. Yeah, he comes out of nowhere. Yeah, maybe that's explained in the director's cut. Have you seen
Yeah,
the director's cut?
no, I
You
watched
haven't.
just
The
theatrical.
theatrical. Maybe I
Yeah,
guess maybe it's some of it's explained in the director's cut. Then something to
yeah,
look forward to. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I have that Blu-ray too. I gotta watch it.
yeah.
I definitely want to see it like on a big screen and with the
Oh yeah,
yeah, it'll be good.
it looks really good on a big screen because I hadn't seen it in a few
Yeah.
years. I had an old DVD of it, and
Hmm.
it's quite a difference.
Yeah, it's probably like almost like seeing it in the theater screen, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. It's a movie I never got to see. I think I first saw it on a VHS tape that my uncle had or something like that. I
Oh
remember
wow.
seeing, or maybe it was even a laser. I forget what it was, but it was like maybe a laser disc. I don't know. I remember he had a TV, and I remember seeing the big eyeball looking at the Earth and thinking that was a cool
Oh
image.
yeah. Yeah.
And
I remember.
that was back in the well, not probably a few years after it originally was released, so it was a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that cover in the video store.
Hmm. Yeah. Anything? Have you watched anything else? I'm trying to think of anything else I've seen. Um,
I watched I watched a remake of reboot of Wrong Turn which was pretty interesting.
oh, the reboot. Who's in the reboot?
Um I can't think of his name right now and it slips my mind. The scientist guy from Stranger Things. The
Oh, Mike. What's his not? Matthew Modine.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Matthew Modine. Yeah, that's cool.
And
So he played. What does he? He plays. When was this remake done? What year?
um
Or
20
roughly what year?
I think 2020 maybe.
Yeah, a couple years old. Yeah. So
And
he's so who does he play in it?
he plays like the main girl's father who goes looking for
All
her and
right.
her group when they go missing,
Mm-hmm.
like because they're hiking the Appalachian Trail.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh, that's the
And
one where they get all into the backwoods people and they get all their traps and everything. All those
yeah,
all those.
yeah, but this they made a change for the reboot, which I like.
Mm-hmm.
Which spoilers for anybody that hasn't seen it, but
Mm-hmm.
they ditched the whole inbred cannibal like thing from the other ones,
Right.
and the ones they run into in this movie that are descendants of a group that like pre-Civil War kind of decide to leave and make their own society because of they saw that the war was coming, the Civil
Right.
Wars. They kind of split off and made their own society in the woods.
Your own separate society. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
That's kind of cool.
this one has it's more of it has a folk horror feel
Right.
instead of like the backwoods kind of cannibal thing.
Right. Because their own like it's almost like they're a cult in a way, or kind of like a
Yeah.
society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They like wear animal skulls and have
Right.
like furs and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see the folk horror kind of element there.
Yeah.
kind of into kind of a nature tribe type of thing.
Yeah, yeah. And like the local townspeople know they're up there, but they leave them alone because they like as long as they don't bother them.
Right, just keep them keep their distance. Yeah, and so they wander in the middle of it and started getting attacked by all the traps and all the snares and everything that they set up.
Yeah, there's like they're actually like you think they're like trying to kill them with the traps, and you find out later that the traps are only meant to scare them off.
Right.
But what gets the guys in trouble is they accidentally kill one of the members of that group.
Which one? The society or the?
Yeah, they kill one of because they were actually trying to like just scare them off, so they would leave them alone, and they actually end up killing one of the members of that society.
Yeah.
So they end up taking them there to stand trial for murdering.
Right. So kind of like their own weird society trial type of thing, like
yeah,
like maybe like almost like what do you call it? The Island of Dr. Moreau, where they have like they have the reader of the law or something, or or even Planet of the Apes. They have the lawgiver and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then here, like one of the punishments is they like they take a hot poker to somebody's eyes.
Yeah, nice.
And they cut out his tongue, so like, and they have a whole cave filled with people like that.
Oh, really? Like all that reminds me of something like from a mummy movie where someone's eyes were burned out and their tongue was taken out or something.
Yeah,
a Christopher Lee mummy movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, they did that in one of them. I think.
It just reminds me. Yeah, I remember seeing a picture of when I was a kid in like a horror book kind of thing.
Yeah, they might have done that. They might have done that in the Christopher Lee Mummy. I can't remember.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think for myself, I'm kind of excited about Quentin Tarantino's new book that's coming out called Cinema Speculations. It's kind of like all the movies he watched growing up and like reviews and kind of like insight into where he was and what he was doing when he watched all these movies growing up. So he says it's almost like an autobiography of his life being told through these reviews, because it kind of he talks about what people were with them and where he was when he saw them, kind of the formative parts of his years. And that book's released on November 1st, so only a few days away, and I've pre-ordered mine, so it'll be coming. Yeah.
Is that probably going to be? You're probably going to tear into that the first.
Yeah, probably read into pretty good. I mean, yeah, I actually still haven't read his Once Upon a Time in Hollywood novel that I have. I haven't read that one yet.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, but I mean, I have it, but I just haven't read it yet. It's supposed to be really good. I don't know. It's hard to find time to set up to read something, but I'll do my best. But he was on Jimmy Kimmel last night. Talking about things. I guess he was talking about his family, and his son is Leo, is I think maybe 2.5 years old.
Oh wow!
And he just had a daughter, and I just heard her name for the first time. Her name is Adriana Tarantino and Leo. So he's got 2 kids, a boy and a girl.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So that's pretty interesting. He said that the best audience member he's ever had is his son Leo, because he laughs at all his jokes and wants him to tell them over and over like 36 times. So he never gets tired of the jokes and all that stuff. So yeah, he said if he knew that having a kid would make you have the best audience member you've ever had, he would have had kids a long time ago. Yeah.
Does the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood thing, is it a straight adaptation, or like?
No, it has some same characters, but it goes off in different tangents, and it goes into it goes into scenes that were never filmed, and it's kind of
Oh,
like it's almost like a companion piece rather than a
oh,
direct adaptation. So they kind of like they complement each other, but they are quite different experiences. One of them, they go into scenes and kind of backstory that wasn't explained in the movie, and it's kind of like just fills in the spaces. And
ah,
yeah, so I mean, I do have to read it just to get a better picture of the Once Upon a Hollywood book, but I mean, movie. But because I saw the movie, I think 3 times in the theater,
oh, wow.
and I usually never watch movies more than once in the theater. There's a few movies I have, like True Romance, which I saw in the theater a couple times with different people each time. I really love that movie,
Oh, yeah.
but there's a few movies I've seen like that, but most of them, most movies I just see once. Yeah, so that should be fun. I'll get that, I guess, soon after November 1st, maybe close to November 1st. How about you? Read anything, any comic books or anything, or?
Um, what was I reading? Oh, I was reading. I've been reading a book from the creator of The Walking Dead,
Oh yeah,
Robert Kirkman. It's called The Astounding Wolfman. It's kind of like a
oh yeah,
cross between a werewolf thing and Spider-Man, where
oh yeah,
the guy gets bitten by a werewolf and uses powers for crime fighting.
oh yeah. That's pretty cool. It does sound like a mixture of like, yeah, Spider-Man and a werewolf movie. Did you ever see that Werewolf by Night show?
No, I heard it's really good though.
Yeah, I want to see it too. I haven't seen it yet, but it's supposed to be really good. I think it's just like a 1 hour or I think it's 1 hour long or something.
I think
Isn't
so.
it?
Yeah, yeah,
It's just like it's like a yeah, like a 1 hour show.
yeah,
It'd
like
be
a
fun to
one.
see. Yeah. But yeah, I should check that out. The only thing that kind of pisses me off with that is they did. I saw the Man Thing makeup they did, the costume they did, the
Oh yeah.
creature, and then they kind of went over with CGI again, kind of like they did in the remake of The Thing. So
Oh
they did
really?
this. They did this awesome like makeup effects, and then they replace it with like lame CGI. I don't know why they
Yeah,
bother doing that.
that sucks.
Yeah, let's go with the makeup effects, even if it doesn't. Even if it looks a bit weird, it just is so much better.
Yeah, that's what really hurt that Thing prequel
Yeah,
was the lame CGI.
yeah.
Any plans for Halloween?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Actually, a neighbor with some kids invited me to go trick or treating with them, just to kind of have that childhood experience again. And I
Oh, cool.
bought a mask on Amazon that should be arriving on Sunday.
What kind of
It's
mask?
it's like a weird. I don't know. It's like, I guess it's called a purge mask. Although I've
Oh,
never
really?
seen purge. It's basically a black mask with like neon lights for like cross eye, like an
Oh,
X's
yeah.
for eyes, and then like a
Okay.
weird kind of stick. Have you seen that?
Yeah,
Something like
I
that?
know totally what you're talking about.
Yeah, something like that. It only costs like about $12. So as
Yeah,
it comes with the battery, you plug it in and you just like it lights up. So it'd be very easy to see at night. So it'd be
yeah,
pretty cool. But do they have those in the purge with kind of lit up lights or something? Or were they
yeah,
something else?
yeah. They do. I don't remember which one, but they totally. Yeah, they have all kinds of weird masks in those movies.
Oh yeah. You made a movie kind of like, or you wrote a script about or a story about something. Remember Devil's Night or something? Wasn't that kind of like
Oh
that or
yeah.
something?
Oh yeah, yeah. I never finished it.
Yeah, I really like that one. That was a good
Yeah,
one.
yeah. I was thinking about that with Devil's Night. This time of year.
Right, yeah. You got so many scripts to work on, so many stories.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Yeah. Well, I've made a goal to finish this Moonscraper script in the next little while. I'm up to page 70 now.
Nice.
I was 65 a couple days ago, so I managed to get 5 more pages out, and I'm just to keep on rolling. Maybe doing 5 pages every day or a couple days, and then I
Nice.
hopefully will finish. Just keep going. I got to
Yeah.
keep that forward momentum going, because otherwise it'll just it'll just linger or whatever. It'll just be.
And then you'll get another idea. And
yeah, put this on the back. But I did like work on it last year, but exactly a year ago. But I didn't know what to. I got bored at the ending. I go, I don't know what to do here. It's not working, even though I had it outlined.
Yeah.
It just didn't work. But now I figured out that I need another villain. I needed another villain, a human villain, rather than just the monsters.
Yeah.
And now since I figured that idea and everything just came together, it's just so much better now. It seems like I planned it out way earlier. It seems like it just makes sense. Like I had planned that way from the beginning, but it just works out really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you really added to your main female character a lot.
And in what way? What do you mean?
With giving her this boyfriend character and
right,
all the backstory that comes with that, and
right. Yeah, well, I originally had her getting a black eye at the very beginning, but you never see him.
Yeah.
You just kind of see the aftermath, and then I was just gonna have him occasionally text her, like kind of like this asshole text and things, just to let her know that he was kind of still out there wanting to get back together and kind of have that. But then when I made him more of a real character with that, it wasn't just like this unseen, invisible texting character. It became a lot more. I don't know. It just came more full. I mean, I still kind of like the original idea. Like he's just kind of haunting her from the edges of the scene. I do kind of like that still, but I think it's better that he becomes more of an actual person, because it makes it. I don't know. It just makes things. Making it easier to write the rest of the story. It kind of clicking together a lot better.
It gives her a very personal.
Yeah. And also to have a comeuppance or something at the end, just make it more satisfying.
Yeah.
Rather than just like, I don't know, just like say at the border, that would maybe just be annoying. Having him text her every once in a while and never actually have a closure to her story with him.
Yeah. And it gives a nice parallel to the other character who's searching for the missing woman he never met.
Right. Yeah. Never met in person. Right. He was gonna have a first date with her, and I kind of see him as like the romantic kind of. He's the romantic. I mean, he kind of idealizes that woman because he never met her, and so she's like perfect in his eyes. And whereas the other boyfriend of Celine, of the main character, he's kind of very cynical and kind of he's kind of an asshole basically. Kind of charming at times, but
kind of charming asshole.
But he was like, just kind of, that's the other side. So in a way, she almost has to choose what kind of person she wants to be with. But I think she actually makes a third choice. Doesn't choose any of those and does the third one. Anyway. I was just thinking about that, but it's coming together. I wrote some more scenes with security guard, and it's funny. My main character usually doesn't have a lot of dialogue. Usually they have the action, but all the secondary and supporting characters have all the dialogue. For all my stories or scripts, it seems to be that way. It's like the main character is just kind of like navigating all these like crazy people that want something from him or something like that.
Your Dominion script reminded me of that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It was mostly the other characters that were.
Yeah, and even in Adrift, the movie Adrift, like the main character doesn't have much dialogue. It's always the other characters that are doing all the talking.
Yeah.
So I've noticed that about my writing. I don't know what that says about me. Maybe I'm more of a listener than an actual talker. Although on this podcast, you wouldn't know it. I finally had my revenge.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe we'll come back in a second. I'm just gonna stop this.
Okay.
We'll be back in a couple of seconds. Hold on a second. All right, We're back. So what we're talking about? We're just talking about
some of your script writing.
Yeah, so much writing. And you haven't been writing yet, or you've been just coming up with some ideas, I guess, for stuff. But you've come up with some ideas, but you've taken a little break from writing because you've done a lot of writing the last few months.
Yeah, cut a few stories.
Yeah. Did Dan edit your last one, the Night Stalker one?
Yeah, he should be hopefully ready. I sent it to him a few weeks ago.
Yeah. And is that going to go up on the? Where's that going to go?
I think for maybe part of the Halloween special on Weekly
Right.
Spook.
On Weekly Spooky? Oh yeah, that'd be good.
At least that's what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes.
I was just thinking, I remember when I first started talking to you, were you working on a script involving pirates of some kind? Like modern day pirates?
Oh yeah, modern day pirates. Yeah, I still have an idea to do with that one. I think it was called Devilfish, I think is what I called it.
Yeah.
And the main character had a tattoo of a kind of like a what do you call it? Like an Asian style octopus on its back with like 8 tentacles, each holding like a sailor in each of the arms, dragging them down to hell.
Yeah.
That was the image, kind of like the poster I had an idea. They're all kind of sailors. They all used to work on a ship.
Yeah.
And so he had this tattoo is very symbolic of basically the whole theme of or premise of the story. Or in the rest of the story, I think he was infected or he was on a ship and he got radiation poisoning. So as he was dying, before he died, he was gonna get his revenge on each of the crew members that kind of put him into this position. So I think that was the basic idea, kind of like Kill Bill in a way, where he's like tracking down each of the killers that put him into this thing. It was kind of like inspired by Kill Bill, but it was all very seafaring and nautical and everything. And I think I was gonna write it around the locales of Vancouver Island, so all the coastal cities, and part of it would be like in a sushi shop or like a seafood restaurant. Another place would be like in a sea aquarium. It could have all these sea locations, like on land and stuff, and on a ship, or maybe on a boat too.
Yeah.
I have some ideas for that. I had a few scenes written, but I haven't given that too much thought.
Yeah, I remember we were both on that screenwriting site.
Website? Yeah.
Was it Done Deal?
Probably, yeah. It was probably the first one that I met you at. And what do you remember from my story back then? You just remember it was a pirate story, or?
Yeah, I remember bits and pieces of it. I remember.
I probably would post a scene or two at a time and get feedback or something.
I'm not sure if it's that story or another one you were working on, but I remember something with a necklace too.
Oh yeah, I remember. It might have been Adrift even, because I had a necklace in it. But I had a few necklace stories. I know there's one, Embrace of the Devil. I forget. Embrace the Devilfish. I forget. But that was like one that. I also had an old story idea called Fortune's Cargo. I don't know if you ever know that one, but it took place on a what do you call it, steam. What do you call those things? Steamer. What do you call those things? Like a 3-mast steamer or something like that.
Yeah.
And
I remember that title.
Yeah, I remember what took place. That was probably my first full or finished script I ever wrote. It was 120 pages, and I posted that on what do you call it? Francis Ford Coppola's site, the American Zoetrope site. They used to have reviews. People would post their scripts and then review each other's scripts and stuff like that. Actually, I was just talking to my uncle when I saw him a couple days ago. I said, I remember probably the best, at least the funniest review I ever got for my first script was that Fortune's Cargo one. It was from a German guy, so I guess he didn't waste any words. He just said, his review was, your script starts off boring, and amazingly as it goes on, it gets even more boring.
Oh wow!
So I always remembered that one, and I kind of ever since then I always tried to make my scripts kind of as exciting as possible, or at least as interesting as possible.
Yeah.
Because that was because I managed to impress this German guy by making it even more boring the more it went along. Yeah, basically you start at a low point and then he actually managed to make it get worse from there. So that was a good review.
Yeah.
That's a review for the ages for sure.
Have you ever thought about going back to that one?
Yeah, I thought about how I kind of wanted to do it like a 1950s kind of a 1950s Technicolor kind of adventure movie.
Yeah.
But so maybe I managed to, I think I was maybe a little too true to that. It probably felt maybe more at home in the 50s, like
Yeah.
it had a 50s feel to it. I didn't really make it as pulpy as I could have done it really.
Yeah.
So I thought of some more pulp elements to make it more kind of interesting and stuff since then. So I might go back to it at some point. I mean, I have some ideas. I do like the location on a steamship and like a steamer, a tramp steamer is what it was, I think, or something.
Yeah.
And so I have some ideas about maybe going back to it and rewriting it. But I say I got so many stories and so many story ideas that are half written. Or you're the same way, I guess. You have a bunch of stories that are in there.
I got two different ones, right now that I'm trying to.
Which one's that?
Two different ideas right now that I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, decide on?
Yeah.
What that's for your next one, next story?
Yeah.
You were thinking if you didn't know if it was going to be.
Like I was thinking about like that post-apocalyptic, like kind of like zombie type thing.
Right.
And I had another idea for like maybe one involving like some kind of Christmas urban legend.
Right.
Thing.
So something for like a Christmas story of some form.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were saying something about the daughter of one of the the sister of one of the characters or something.
Oh, that was from like like a spinoff of the Night Stalker.
Oh, right. Okay.
I have another story in the that same store like a few years later.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it could be fun. I mean, I think it's a great location for something like that. Yeah. I can totally picture it. I can imagine it would be like. Yeah, it's a good layout. But yeah, like so many stories, ideas. And my latest one is that the one that I've been thinking about doing next possibly is that heavy metal, the video.
Oh, yeah. The heavy metal horror movie.
Yeah, like from the 80s, where they got their big hit on one of their hit songs is on the old horror movie from the 80s that became a cult hit, and then it disappeared, and then the studio plans to remake the movie, so the metal band wants to get back together and get another hit on the get one of their songs on the new movie soundtrack. So I don't know. I thought a bit. I interviewed some I've interviewed some people that played in the 80s metal bands.
Oh yeah.
And I've got one of the interviews back.
Oh cool.
And actually, I did one where I recorded one over Zoom too. So I have a couple interviews done. I'm waiting for one more to come in via email. So that's kind of like just getting a bit of a taste of what it was like back then. In a metal band, so it'd be kind of fun. Get an actual first person account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There'd be probably some good stuff you can use for to inspire your script.
Yeah, or backstory and all that stuff. Or
Yeah.
exactly, to inspire it. Yeah. So anything you're looking forward to watching soon or coming up?
Good question. Good question.
Yeah.
Lifeforce was on the Jetta, and I got to that, so I'm not
Yeah, you
sure.
got that one done. So how about a movie you haven't seen before, like one, a never viewed one?
Yeah, probably. I've been trying to get in a lot of newer stuff this October.
Oh yeah,
Stuff.
that's good. I know, what movie do I want to see? I got, what did I get? I got in the mail, I got Wolfen that came, the Blu-ray of Wolfen, which I haven't seen in a long time, so I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, that's another good one for this time of year.
And it
Another
also
good
was,
one to inspire you.
yeah, inspired. They said that the three movies that inspired Moonscraper were Wolfen, Q the Winged Serpent, and Predator 2.
Oh yeah.
And I've seen Predator 2 and Q the Winged Serpent, so I just have to watch Wolfen to have my trifecta. But
Yeah.
and also I guess a little bit of Lifeforce in there too for the creatures and stuff. But
Oh yeah.
I should see that one as well. But yeah, it should be fun. Good Christmas. I mean, good Halloween time to watch. We only got a couple more days to Halloween.
Yeah.
Are you doing anything for Halloween, or did any kids come to the door, or do you?
No, not.
Turn
We
up
don't get. This neighborhood, we don't get the people coming down here that much.
Right. Yeah.
Kind of at the tail end of the city.
Right.
But I got to work anyway, so.
Oh, you work Halloween day? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
I
work
wonder
that night.
I wonder if people are dressing up that night.
Oh, good question. Good question.
Yeah, I don't know if people do. I usually don't dress up on Halloween, but
Me
maybe
either.
I will this. I guess for this
Oh,
Halloween, I'm gotta go trick or treating. So I got my mask. It should be here by Sunday. My purge mask. Yeah. So it'll be kind of fun.
Yeah, that should be.
Yeah, I get some candy and I hand it out.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that nowadays.
Mm. Yeah, exactly.
They've been having warnings about that.
Yeah. What warnings are you talking about?
They're worried about some people like slipping some like fentanyl and stuff
Oh,
into
right. Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, I guess there's always those fears, like the razor blade in the apples and stuff.
Oh yeah. When I was a kid, I remember there was a scare for like I think they were worried that like somebody was putting like LSD and stuff or something.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's always rumors. It never happened to anyone I know, but
yeah,
they're like urban legends, I guess, kind of like more or less,
yeah.
or like what do you call it, like a moral panic type things.
Oh yeah.
Like panic, where they say, "Oh my God, watch out for beware," look out for the children or whatever.
Oh yeah, like Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, are you watching anything tonight, or are you gonna watch, or have you watched everything you've seen so far?
I'll probably watch something tonight. Yeah, but like the next thing on my
in your Halloween list?
Yeah, my Halloween challenge is probably like I think is a movie involving exorcism.
Oh, really?
So there's a lot to choose from there.
Yeah, exactly. Exorcism. I mean, I love The Exorcist, but exorcism movies aren't my favorite.
No,
I don't find, and I like kind of a lot of supernatural horror, but I don't know, exorcisms. I don't know, they don't do that much. One thing I always want to see, Abby. You ever seen that one?
No, but I've heard of it.
I think that was Wiliam Girdler, the guy that directed Grizzly.
Yeah,
I think it was his kind of rip off of The Exorcist.
Yeah.
So I always kind of want to check that out. I want to see. I was going on a big Wiliam Girdler kick for a while. I wanted to see all his movies, like Day of the Animals and
Oh yeah,
and all the other ones. I think I saw Day of the Animals on TV one time.
Yeah, that's where I saw it.
Yeah.
Then I years ago they came out with a it was like an animal like horror movie set.
All right.
It was that Grizzly, and I think the third one was Devil Dog.
Oh yeah. Was that all directed by William Girdler, or did he do Devil Dog as well?
Nah, no, Devil Dog I think was just like a made for TV movie. I don't
Right.
think I don't think he directed it. But it had, I think Richard Crenna was in it.
Oh yeah. Devil Dog, the Hound of Hell, is that a 1978 film? Yeah, Richard Crenna. Oh yeah, Ike Eisman, that kid that was in everything. Kim Richards.
Yep.
You've Yvette Mimieux, she's the one that was also in Snow Beast.
Yeah. Was she also in the Black Hole?
Yeah, she was in the Black Hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. That was maybe the first time I ever saw her was in that movie. Yeah, it was directed by Curtis Harrington.
Oh,
I've heard that name. I think, what's that? He did a lot of horror movies, didn't he, or something?
I think so. Then he graduated to more like mainstream movies, I think.
Yeah. He did. He did. I was just looking up on his Wikipedia. He did. Oh yeah, he did TV movies. He did The Cat Creature, Killer Bees, The Dead Don't Die, and Devil Dog. And he also, for theatrical films, he did. I guess he worked on Queen of Blood, What's the Matter with Helen, Whoever Slew Auntie Roo, The Killing Kind. So there's a few, kind of genre movies and stuff.
Yeah.
I guess he directed a lot of episodes of TV series in the 70s and 80s, like Beretta, Dynasty, Wonder Woman, Twilight Zone, and Charlie's Angels. So he was quite a prolific. He was quite a prolific director, and I think he was an actor too.
Oh.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, so he did Devil Dogs. They had 2 by William Girdler in that set and 1 by Curtis Harrington.
Yeah.
I'd love to have a Girdler box set. You know how they have like the Ray Dennis Steckler box sets and all these different kind of cult, like regional genre cult directors. They have big box sets for them. I like to see one for William Girdler.
Yeah, that would be great. I have a Herschel Gordon Lewis one. I've only watched some.
Yeah.
And they have a one for another regional director. I like Bill Rebane.
I haven't heard of him.
He's done a lot of like weird. I'm trying to think of he did Giant Spider Invasion.
Oh yeah, I've seen clips of that one. I think where those spiders went over the hill and everything.
Yeah. It's like a Volkswagen. And he did one with Tiny Tim.
Oh yeah.
Where Tiny Tim dresses is in clown makeup. It's like a slasher movie.
Yeah.
I think
I'm thinking, what was the last movie Girdler made? Wasn't that that one with the what's it called? It was a native kind of creep. Yeah, Manitou. Yeah, he did Manitou. Remember when that movie came? That was such a crazy movie. Holy crap.
Yeah, with Tony Curtis.
Yeah. Yeah, Manitou. I think he was gonna make a movie after Manitou, but then he was scouting locations in the helicopter, and the helicopter crashed, and he died. Yeah. But Manitou is such a crazy movie.
Yeah. That's one of those movies I saw on TV like when I was a kid that like stuck with me, like the Manitou and the car.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I say Manitou is such a they had like the climax was like all these laser beams shooting all over the place in this hospital.
Yeah,
and
because
wasn't and the creature was like a creature would crawl out like a tomb or like out of a
tumor.
tumor out of some person's back or something and become like a new creature.
Yeah, it was like he was being reborn.
Right.
And yeah, there was the climax was basically like a laser light show.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess Star Wars heavily influenced that because it came out.
Yeah, it came out just the year before or something.
I read the original novel of the Manitou, and the ending was more like a Lovecraftian monster that they had to fight in the novel.
Right. Yeah, it was a monster. Yeah.
It yeah, that's a crazy movie, the Manitou.
Yeah. I just was reading that I guess he flew down to the Philippines, to Manila, to scout locations for his last movie. His next movie was going to be a buddy film about a couple of drug smugglers, and Andrew Prine was going to play one of the characters. And I guess because Prine he played a helicopter pilot in Grizzly, right?
Yeah.
And then he was going to be one of the drug smugglers in this movie. And then Girdler was hitched a helicopter ride with a student pilot to check out some of the locations. And the story goes that the student pilot tried to swoop the helicopter underneath some power lines, but missed. The helicopter exploded or something.
Oh, goodness.
And neither body was ever recovered.
Oh, wow.
So that was kind of like, yeah, pretty crazy way to go out. Holy smokes. That's the story. That's the story anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of horrifying.
It's kind of like its own movie, you say? Yeah.
No, I said that's like a horrifying way to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But what were some of his other movies?
I'll say I said we already talked about Grizzly and Day of the Animals. He also did Abby, the one I mentioned. Mm-hmm. I think his second feature was 3 on a Meat Hook.
Oh, I've heard of that, but I've never.
I remember seeing the VHS. I think his first movie was Asylum of Satan.
I've heard of that too, but never seen it.
Asylum of Satan. His second movie was 3 on a Meat Hook. Then he then he did Abby, I think, which is a kind of like a blaxploitation version of The Exorcist. And then he did Project Kill, maybe he did one.
Oh yeah, I think that's probably like an action movie, maybe, or
yeah. Karate. I think Leslie Nielsen was in there, and that's probably where he met me, because Leslie Nielsen was also the kind of one of the bad guy in Day of the Animals too.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a good freak out in that movie.
Yeah.
Then he fought a bear.
Yeah, didn't he fight a bear chested or something like that? Didn't he fight a bear?
Yeah.
Yeah, then he did Grizzly, and then maybe he did Day of the Animals. Then he did Manitou. I think those are the movies he did. Yeah, I'd love to have a box set of all those, especially with like special features or things. Any information they could get on the behind the scenes of this stuff.
Yeah,
because he's a great kind of regional filmmaker, like, from a kind of, I guess he was in the southern states or something like that. I forget which state he was in, but
yeah. Was he a Tarantino favorite?
I don't know if we talked much about him. I don't know if Tarantino ever mentioned too much. I don't actually think so.
No.
I don't think he ever.
I know there's some regional directors I think he liked, but I'm maybe not.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd have to look into that, but it seems pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. I guess yeah, so Davey Animal, yeah. William Girdler. Yeah, I wonder. I was at one point. I was write like an essay or a book, like a mini book on William Girdler, because this is before. I think even before the Internet Movie Database, and I found out that all these movies that I kind of were interested in were made by the same director.
Oh,
And I was going to research it and do this, but then the internet came out, and then it became, people were writing about it on blogs and everything. So it didn't seem quite so groundbreaking as before.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Yeah. I know.
What's that?
The internet kind of spoiled that.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it made things a lot more accessible.
Yeah, I remember reading like Fangorias and Cinema Fantastiques. You read about some regional director or some foreign director, and that was kind of like something like you knew maybe nobody else knew about.
Right. Yeah. It felt like you felt pretty privileged or very kind of exclusive that you had this knowledge that you knew this stuff. And only a few cult people knew this, but who had read the same article in the magazine.
Yeah.
But now it's like much more widespread. Things are like most people all know about giallo films and all these things that only a few people knew about back in the day.
Yeah. Just like the Hong Kong stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. And back in the early 90s when you had to go to Chinatown to track these movies down. Now they're in Walmart and everything. Yeah. Those are the good old days. But I mean, things are good now. I mean, it's just we can get things like Lifeforce on Blu-ray, 4K Blu-ray and stuff.
Yeah.
We never expected that back in the day. They'd be on like crappy VHS.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like just all the amount of like movies like from the 80s and the 70s that you've never heard of that like come out on Blu-ray and
so many. Like, there's new ones every month, like more than they come out all the time. Hey, have you ever seen the Michel Sauvé movie Cemetery Man, or otherwise known as Delamore?
Long time ago.
I
rented the I think I rented the video of it.
Right.
From they had a VHS of it.
Right. Yeah. I bet. I remember being on a big Michel Sauvé kick after I found out Argento, and then some of the people that were kind of working in giallos and kind of that same kind of genre, like horror films. That because he didn't he direct? I'm trying to think. Was that Lamberto Bava? I get them mixed up sometimes. Which one did Demons?
That was Bava. Yeah.
Right. And then
but he was in one or both of them.
Right. He acted in it.
Yeah.
Because Michel Sauvé, he did The Sect and The Church, right? He did The Church and The Sect.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good. Those are pretty stylish movies too.
Yeah. I remember, I think I rented The Sect. Somebody had that. I'm not sure if it was under that name or a different name on video. Mm-hmm. And I remember renting The Church too.
Mm-hmm.
And
we've seen a lot.
I remember, was it Asia Argento was in The Church, I think.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. We've seen all the same movies, probably watched them probably around the same time.
Yeah.
We probably got the same magazines back then too.
Yeah.
But now, what's that?
I would think so.
Yeah.
I remember renting the both Demons movies.
Yeah.
At the time, because the videotapes, I think, listed all the music that was in them, and the first one had the crazy metal score, and the second one had more of a alternative, industrial type score.
Right, industrial, yeah.
And I remember renting both for the music, and that kind of got those movies.
Yeah, the music always really sold those movies for sure. Anyway. I'm getting a little tired, and I think we're running out of time. So I guess we'll wrap this one up. But it was a pretty good podcast.
Yeah.
We'll see you again next week, I guess, for another episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks again. Sounds good. Bye.